Okay. September, I want to jump into this one. September and June, if possible, could you give a real quick hop schedule and varieties for an American IPA? I currently do 65 IBU with Magnum at 60, Centennial at 15, and at 0 minutes or at Whirlpool. Old school, I know. First of all, nothing wrong with old school IPA. I think those beers are built a little bit differently, though. If you have, because we didn't talk much about the grist on this beer September, but I think that there's a big thing here. If you're building up the color in that, if there's any crystal malt in there, that's going to affect the way that 65 IBU comes across. So, you might need, depending on that grist, if you're running like what I would call like one of those classic Midwest style IPAs, the ones that trend toward golden or orange a little bit more, that does have some character malt in there, you might need that full 65 IBU, okay, to really have the beer be balanced appropriately. However, if you're rotating to a paler version of American IPA, I think you might be able to peel back some of that bitterness a little bit, because if you build it the exact same way, when you have that residual sweetness potentially from some character malt, the balance in that beer might not be exactly the same. Okay, so if you wanted to stick with an old school feel on this September, what I would potentially do is, you didn't quite give me he said 96% pills, 4% Cara 45. Okay, so you're not straw colored, but maybe you're like in the gold range. That would be my guess, but probably not as dark as some that I've seen. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a build like that, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to prop up flavor and aroma a little bit, I would look at maybe dialing back your bittering addition. So whatever you're getting in your bittering addition, I would cut back by at least like 33%. So cut your upfront bitterness by 33%. And then you're going to be sliding some of those IBU into those later additions in your kettle. Okay. And if you like the Centennial approach, that's great. I say keep the heart and soul of it the same. If you have, a Cascade Centennial build, something like that, that's great. But grab something a little bit different. Grab something, whether it be a little bit of Simcoe, a little bit of Citra, a little bit of Chinook. Like, not everything has to be like the biggest, shiniest new hop, right? But then build up that 10-minute and Whirlpool, or those late additions, prop those up. And if you're wondering how to build those into your calculator, I always counted those Whirlpool additions, and I know we're using similar size systems, especially from the vantage point that I'm speaking from. I always counted those Whirlpool additions as 20-minute additions, depending on what software you're using, and we can dig into that a little bit more. But you're definitely gonna get some character out of them as far as bitterness goes. But mess around with it like that. Pull back on that bitterness from the 60-minute edition, and look at fleshing it out by loading it up a little bit more in the Whirlpool or in the late kettle, right? Just keep an eye on when you need to cut your wort going through your heat exchanger, so you're not plugging up your exchanger with hot matter or getting a whole bunch of hot matter into the kettle. But yeah, man, it sounds exciting to me. I'm interested. I'm interested to hear what tweaking that you end up getting with that.